Zilhaj moon has been sighted in country's sky, Eid al-Adha on 7th June. Meeting between President of Japan-Bangladesh Parliamentary League and Chief Advisor in Tokyo, Professor Mohammad Yunus reiterates national election will be held within June next year in any circumstances. Thousands gather at BNP's youth rally. Tariq Rahman urged party leaders and workers to take preparation for national election in December. Home Advisor says it took time to nab Subroto mine, but no criminal would be spared, and gradually all offenders would be brought under law. Tariq Rahman and Dr. Zubaida got acquitted by High Court from Anti-Corruption Commission on case. With this, Tariq Rahman has become free from all cases. Jamaat leader ATM Azharul Islam freed from prison after appellate division overturned death sentence given under crimes against humanity case. Leaders and workers gave him reception at Shahbag. He expressed gratitude to July uprising students and people. Israel bombs home of a journalist in Gaza, 8 killed. And in Lahore, Pakistan batting against Bangladesh in the first T20 match. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV News. I'm Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui. You just heard the headlines. Let's move on to the details of those and other stories. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus reiterated that a general election will be held in Bangladesh by June next year under any circumstances to carry forward the reform initiatives taken by the current interim government. Professor Yunus renewed the vow when former Japanese Prime Minister and Japan-Bangladesh Parliamentary Friendship League President Taro Aso called on him at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo today. Taro Aso, also a former Japanese foreign minister and longtime friend of Bangladesh, thanked Professor Yunus for moving Bangladesh towards political stability and emphasized the need for a general election for a smooth democratic transition. The chief advisor said that the interim government is working on prioritizing 3 key areas: reforms, trials of killers, and a general election. Professor Yunus invited Aso to visit Bangladesh to see the changes taking place firsthand. The chief advisor also explained the situation of Rohingya refugees to Japanese lawmakers and sought their support to promote the agenda for Rohingya repatriation. He said that the Rohingya refugee crisis is different from other refugee crises in the world, as they are not begging to go to any other country but their home. The chief advisor, Professor Mohammad Yunus, participated in a discussion with Bangladesh friends in Japan at the Hotel Imperial in Tokyo. During this time, he described the July uprising and the various activities undertaken by his government after the uprising. He said that through the July uprising, the students have presented the country to the world as a new Bangladesh.
Bangladesh emerged as a new Bangladesh because of the student and young people's uprising. They defied every norms. They simply said enough is enough. They got killed on the street, but they didn't move. More came. The more you shoot, the more young people come to it. And I hope we'll succeed. We don't know yet what ultimately, these are the things that we dream about, but how dream can be translated into reality, it will be shame. All the dreams of the young people, unified dream, there are not 2 dreams, just one dream, new Bangladesh. We have nothing to do with the old Bangladesh. That's finished. Goodbye. Third one is election. And election takes place, the elected government takes over the responsibility. We hand over the responsibility to them. So people are insisting to tell us when the election would be, because politicians are very impatient to get the election, get to their seats of power. So I've been promising them for a long time. It could be in December of 2025, this year, or at the latest June of 2026. So 6 months gap. Depending on how fast we can do the reform. If the reform process is slow and can accomplish little, so we have the longer time. And the longer time cannot continue endlessly. Must finish it up June 26. So this is the timeline that we're working for. Bangladesh not only has ocean, I was just explaining a few minutes back, we have a huge mangrove forest. It's a treasure of the world. But we just ignore it. As if something has no use. But we forget that mangrove forest is something, is a treasure to the nation, treasure to human beings. If we know how to make use of it, they protect us for environmental hazards. When the wind comes, they have the barrier to stop the wind. And biodiversity that goes with it. And many things. So we are lucky to have oceans. We are lucky to have rivers.
The respected and celebrated head of the Nippon Foundation, Yohei Sasakawa, hosted a dinner in honor of the visiting Bangladesh Chief Advisor, Professor Mohammad Yunus, at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo this evening. The two leaders discussed the Rohingya crisis, the evolving situation in Myanmar, and the sharp decline of grants and aid to humanitarian crises across the globe in recent months. Professor Yunus praised the efforts of Yohei Sasakawa in fostering peace and brokering ceasefires in the violence-plagued Myanmar, where the military has been engaged in fighting with regional rebel groups. Professor Yunus sought Sasakawa's support to resolve the Rohingya crisis and help return 1.2 million Rohingya refugees who live in Bangladesh back to their home. The chief advisor said every year some 35,000 babies are born in the Rohingya camps in Bangladesh, and they are growing up without any hopes. The chief advisor also sought support from the Nippon Foundation for life-saving healthcare research work of the ICDDRB, which has been hit hard by the suspension of aid by the USAID. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has spent a busy day in participating various programs in Tokyo today. Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam briefed the journalists about the Chief Advisor's schedule.
তারও আসো জাপানের যে পার্লামেন্টের খুবই ইনফ্লুয়েন্সিয়াল মেম্বার অফ জাপানিজ পার্লামেন্ট। জাপানের যে এলডিপি যে দলটা আছে, দলটায় তার যে ফ্যাকশন, এটা খুবই লিডিং একটা ফ্যাকশন এলডিপির মধ্যে। তো তারও আসল নেতৃত্বে এসে যে আলাপগুলো হয়, পুরো আলাপটার ফোকাসটা ছিল হলো বাংলাদেশের যে জুলাই পরবর্তী যে অভূতপূর্ব যে চেঞ্জ এসছে, সেটার ছিল হলো মূল ডিসকাশন পয়েন্ট। ওইখানে পলিটিক্যাল স্ট্যাবিলিটির কথা আসে। প্রফেসর ইউনিস বলেছেন যে বাংলাদেশ এখন অনেকটাই পলিটিক্যালি স্ট্যাবল একটা দেশ, এবং যার ফলে আপনারা দেখেছেন যে ফরেন ডাইরেক্ট ইনভেস্টমেন্ট আসছে। জাপানের তরফ থেকে তারও আসো বলেছেন যে জাপান আরও বাংলাদেশে ইনভেস্টমেন্ট করতে চায়। বাংলাদেশে অলরেডি 300টি জাপানিজ ইনভেস্টমেন্ট আছে, 300টা, এবং আরও অনেক বেশি হবে। এবং সেই জন্য তারা খুবই স্ট্রেস দিয়েছেন ইপিএ, মানে ইকোনমিক পার্টনারশিপ এগ্রিমেন্ট বাংলাদেশের সাথে খুব দ্রুত অগাস্টের মধ্যে আমরা নেগোসিয়েশন কনক্লুড করে 22 সেপ্টেম্বর এই এগ্রিমেন্টটা হবে। ইয়োহেই সাসাকাওয়ার সাথে যেটা মূলত আলাপ ছিল হলো রোহিঙ্গা নিয়ে। ইয়োহেই সাসাকাওয়া মায়ানমারে খুব পরিচিত নাম, মায়ানমারে খুবই রেসপেক্টেড একজন পার্সন। তো তার সাথে যেটা আলাপ হয়েছে যে রোহিঙ্গা ক্রাইসিসটা কিভাবে দ্রুত সমাধান করা যায়, এবং সেই জন্য প্রফেসর ইউনুস তার কাছ থেকে সহায়তা চেয়েছেন। উনি জানিয়েছেন যে উনি তার ফুল সহায়তা দিবেন। বাংলাদেশের যারা ফ্রেন্ডস এই জাপানে এবং বাংলাদেশের কমিউনিটির যারা টপ পিপল, তারা এসেছিলেন। জাপানি সোসাইটির যারা ডিগনিটারিজ তারা ছিলেন, অনেকেই প্রফেসর ইউনুসের ফ্রেন্ড। প্রফেসর ইউনুস জাস্ট এই 3-4 বছর আগেও প্রতি বছরই জাপানে সফর করতে আসছেন। এখানে ওনার অনেক কার্যক্রম আছে এবং জাপানিজ সোসাইটি সবাই ওনাকে চিনেন। কালকে প্রফেসর ইউনুস 30 এথনিক এই ফোরামে জয়েন করবেন, সেখানে ওনার একটা বক্তৃতা আছে। পরবর্তীতে উনি আরো কিছু জায়গার প্রধানের সাথে ওনার একটা মিটিং আছে শেষের দিকে, এবং মাঝ বরাবর উনি হিউম্যান রিসোর্সের উপর একটা সেমিনারে জয়েন করবেন, যেখানে জাপানিজ মিনিস্টার এবং জাপানিজ অফিসিয়াল থাকবে। এই হিউম্যান রিসোর্সের সেমিনারটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, কেননা এইখানে আমরা যে জাপানে প্রচুর লোক পাঠাতে চাচ্ছি, বিশেষ করে আমাদের টার্গেট হচ্ছে 1 লক্ষ লোক পাঠানো, হাই স্কিল ওয়ার্কার পাঠানো, স্কিল ম্যান পাওয়ার পাঠানো। সেটার জন্য কালকে এই বিষয়ে কথাবার্তা হবে।
The holy Eid al-Adha, one of the biggest religious festivals of the Muslims, will be celebrated in the country on June 7 as the moon of the holy month of Zilhaj of 1446 Hijri sighted in the sky of Bangladesh today. The decision came following a meeting of the National Moon Sighting Committee held at the Islamic Foundation's conference room at the Baitul Mukarram National Mosque in the city this evening. National Moon Sighting Committee and Religious Affairs Advisor AFM Khalid Hussain chaired the meeting. BNP acting chairperson Tariq Rahman urged the leaders and workers to get prepared for national election in December. He called upon interim government not to take pro-democracy people and political parties as opponents. The BNP leader criticized the role of interim government as they could not spell out clear roadmap for next general election. Referring to Ishraq Hussein's oath-taking as DSCC mayor, he said it is negligence towards court verdict as the oath-taking ceremony of Ishraq is yet to happen. Tariq Rahman stressed on the need for more attention to voting process, saying at least 3 crore and 50 lakh voters never got the chance to vote. Tariq Rahman chanted a slogan, "No Delhi, no Rawalpindi, not any other country. Bangladesh comes first." High Court has acquitted BNP acting chairman Tariq Rahman and his wife Dr. Zubaida Rahman in the ACC case. A High Court bench of Justice Muhammad Khasruzzaman pronounced the verdict today. Through this verdict, Tariq Rahman has been acquitted of punishment and conviction in all the cases. After the hearing on Monday, the High Court set May 28 to deliver the ruling on the appeal. Lawyer Asif Hassan was on behalf of Anti-Corruption Commission in the court, while lawyers SM Shahjahan Kaisar Kamal and Zakir Hussain Bhuiya were on the appeal side. On the other hand, Deputy Attorney General Muhammad Abdul Karim represented the prosecution. On September 26 in 2007, the ACC lodged cases with Kafrul Police Station in the capital against BNP acting chairman Tariq Rahman and his wife Dr. Zubaida Rahman and Dr. Zubaida Rahman's mother Sayyida Iqbal Mand Banu on charges of concealing assets information and accumulating wealth beyond known sources. On August 2, 2023, the Dhaka Metropolitan Senior Special Judges Court sentenced Tariq Rahman to 9 years in prison under 2 sections and his wife Dr. Zubaida Rahman to 3 years of imprisonment in this case. At the same time, the Judicial Court fined Tariq Rahman 3 crore taka, while Dr. Zubaida Rahman had been fined 35 lakh taka. Jamaat Islami leader ATM Azharul Islam, who was acquitted from a death sentence in a war crime case, was released this morning from Bangladesh Medical University Hospital. Azhar had been receiving treatment at BMU under the custody of the prison authorities. Following his acquittal yesterday by the Appellate Division, party leaders and activists had been waiting for his release since early morning. Thousands of Jamaat members and supporters gathered in Shahbag area from dawn to welcome Azharul Islam. Jamaat Islami organized a brief gathering at Shahbag intersection to welcome him. The copy of the appellate division's verdict that granted his acquittal first reached the Dhaka Central Jail. After verifying the necessary documents, the prison authorities completed the formalities for his release. He was released shortly after 9 a.m. Addressing party activists, the ATM Azharul Islam remembered the martyrs of the July uprising and said their sacrifice had paved the way for justice and his eventual release. Jamaat Amir Dr. Shafiq Rahman also spoke at the event. Other senior leaders of the party, including Naib Amir Dr. Syed Abdullah Muhammad Tahir, were also present. International Crimes Tribunal ordered that the investigation report against former RAB officers Alepuddin and Mohiuddin Farooqi, accused in cases of a day. She said if people can bring about changes in their mindset and lifestyle, a cleaner future can be ensured. Rizwana made these remarks today at the inaugural ceremony of the mural paint in Dhaka program held at Kilgaon Girls School and College in association with the World Bank. Seeing the murals painted by the students themselves, the advisor commented that the messages conveyed through the artwork are very clear and accurate. Rizwana Hassan said that the way students are participating in social changes has created the potential for a transformed Bangladesh. The youth are indeed the future of the country, she observed. World Bank's Bangladesh Country Director Gail Martin, Kilgaon Girls School and College principal and students were present at that time. Every year during the Eid al-Adha season, marginal leather collectors and traders are deprived of fair prices. This year, the government is taking several steps to revive the leather industry. The government has made a number of effective decisions, including setting leather prices and lifting the ban on rawhide exports. This policy shift regarding leather exports has sparked new hope among entrepreneurs. However, for sustainable development of the leather industry, timely planning, quality control and effective measures to enhance competitiveness in international markets are essential. This year, the minimum price for raw cowhide in Dhaka has been set 1,350 and 1,150 taka outside Dhaka. At least 3 people have died and dozens have been injured in a war-ravaged Gaza. Thousands of starving Palestinians attempted to get food from a controversial Israeli-United States organization, laying bare the scale of the catastrophe inflicted on the enclave by Israel's 3-month blockade of aid. Apart from the deaths and injuries, several people also went missing in the ensuing stampede. Officials in Gaza said, with the incident coming amid widespread hunger and relentless Israeli bombing of Palestinian civilians, including children. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz condemned Israel's recent military invasion in Gaza, stating that the level of destruction and extent of harm being done to civilian population is no longer justifiable. This is the first time that a German Chancellor has made such strong comments against Israel. Merz stated that he would speak directly with Benjamin Netanyahu to urge restraint as the IDF warns of an unprecedented attack in Gaza. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom must impose sanctions on the Israeli government and its ministers and take steps to prevent and punish genocide in Gaza, according to a letter signed by more than 800 lawyers, academics and former judges. The open letter to Prime Minister Keir Starmer on Monday called on the British government to take concrete action to halt the serious violations of international law being committed by Israel. The administration of United States President Donald Trump is temporarily suspending the processing of visas for foreign students, according to an internal memo from Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The cable, widely reported by U.S. media on Tuesday, ordered embassies and consulates not to allow any additional student or exchange visa appointment capacity until further guidance is issued. It added that the State Department plans to issue guidance on expanded social media vetting for all such applications. The move is the latest blow to foreign nationals seeking to study in the United States as the Trump administration intensifies pressure on universities and students alike. The administration last week revoked Harvard University's approval for enrolling international students amid a wider standoff over the school's response to pro-Palestine protests.